Hi everybody, this is Eric Santos from the North Georgia Low Income Taxpayer Clinic. I'm here self-isolating at home, bringing you updates about the tax changes that have been happening in response to the current COVID-19 pandemic. This will be a series of videos, so stay tuned for further updates as they develop. Now, there have been a lot of governmental changes in response to the current crisis. The biggest is this enormous $2 trillion stimulus bill that was passed last week. It's called the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act. That's the CARES Act for short. Now, there's a lot of important stuff in that bill. Now, we can't get into quite all of it because it is a really large bill, but we are going to focus on some of the important tax changes that they make there. The provision that's gotten the most attention in the news is this direct cash grants for individuals provision, and that's what we're going to be focusing on today. As you've probably heard, the bill creates direct cash transfers from the federal government directly to people to help them weather this crisis. The funds are distributed to households, $1,200 per adult, $500 per child. These grants are actually structured as tax refunds. Now that's important for a few reasons. First, it means that the money isn't taxable income, so you're not going to get hit with a surprise IRS bill at the beginning of next year when you file your taxes for this year. Second, unlike normal refunds, this bill specifically says that the IRS is not going to seize these funds to offset against any other tax debt that you might have. So the money is definitely going to come straight to you. Finally, this means that the money is going to be sent out the same way as refunds normally would. So if you've had direct deposit from the IRS to receive your refund in the past few years, the money is probably going to go straight there. If you haven't had direct deposit or if you haven't filed taxes for a few years, it's likely that the money is going to come to you by physical check. So it means it's really important to make sure that you have your address updated with the IRS. Now, there are some limitations in the bill about who's eligible to receive these funds. The first is based on income. You'll get the full amount if you make below a certain income threshold. If you're an individual filer, the threshold is $75,000. If you file as head of household, it's $112,500. And if you and your spouse file a joint return, that threshold is $150,000. Now, above those income thresholds, the credit phases out. So the credit is reduced by $5 for every $100 of extra income that you make above those caps, all the way on down to zero. The grants are also limited to people with valid Social Security numbers. That is pretty broad. It includes a lot of folks, but unfortunately it does exclude some people, most notably undocumented people. Those are the basics of the direct cash grants that are provided to individuals through the CARES Act. If you have any questions about this provision or others in the CARES Act and how they might apply to you, please feel free to give us a call at the North Georgia Low Income Taxpayer Clinic. If you are a volunteer who might be able to help folks with some tax issues, or if you are in the mood to donate money to help us with our mission, please look for that information down in the thing below the video. Thanks so much and stay tuned with us for further updates.